Okay, so now we're going to talk about the power property of logarithms. So first we'll give an example. Let's say you have log base 2 of x squared. Well, then you could say that's the log base 2 of x times x, right? Because that's what x squared is. But then you could split that because of the product property into two separate logarithms, but those are the same, so you could combine them. You have 1 plus 1, you know, a 1, well, that's not going to look like a 1, but it's going to look like my L. 1 plus 1, which is going to give you 2 log base 2 of x. The base could be anything, I just picked 2 for the base. Okay, so what happens is this exponent comes down in front of the logarithm and gets multiplied times it. I always say like down in front. Okay, we can expand this a little bit to say, well, if I have log any base, x to some nth power, that's log base b, and then it's, you know, as many x factors as you have in the exponent, like there's n of those, right? So each one of them gets split up into its own logarithm. And there are n, oops, I should put lowercase n, n of these. And so it just equals the log base b of x to the nth is just equal to n times log base b of x. And you can put the x in parentheses if you want. Okay, so up here in my property I used m instead of x, but it's going to be that n coming down in front, n times log base b of m. So the way the property is written, that's how it would look. So let me give you a nice box. This is also a very useful property that we see used a lot. Couple things. When I write log, sometimes I put a straight L and sometimes I put a loopy L. That's just a bad habit I have. Find the way that works best for you. I don't want it to look like a 1, but it's log, so anyway. Anything else? Parentheses. Sometimes I put them in, sometimes I don't. You're going to see that the book's doing that too. So, all right. Do we have an example? We do. So it says expand this logarithm. So they didn't use parentheses. So if you like the parentheses, you would write it like this. Okay, and that would be fine. But the 5 is going to come, I always say, down in front. Okay, so you're taking that exponent down and multiplying it. And so that's it. That's the expansion right there. You could put the parentheses. I think it might make it a little clearer to you what the argument is, but that's how that works. One way to remember it is when we have like a to the x to the y, what's the rule? Power to a power, you multiply those, right? So your logarithm is an exponent being raised to another exponent, so that's why they get multiplied. But that's just kind of a general way to look at it.